You've come out and won the Tokio Sprint Triathlon. And what were the conditions like for you today?
Well, it was pretty hot today and humid, and it kind of wears on you when you get to the run. So you can push through the swim and the bike pretty hard, but it's going to take its toll on you on the run. So I think the conditions today were okay, but it was a little challenging for that last 5K run.
Now, what did you think about the start? You had quite a few people at the start, a long swim to go, but quite a bit at the start.
It was a good start, actually. I often find myself in no man's land where the really strong swimmers are out, and then there's a gap, and then there's me, and I'm always trying to get those stronger swimmers. But today I was able to stay with a lot of the stronger swimmers, and that gave me a really good swim time today. I was really pleased with it.
Now, obviously, your bike time, you actually stretched out the field. Did you feel comfortable in that bike, and then knowing that you had to save some for the run?
Well, to be honest, I thought Belinda Castry was in front of me because she usually is on the swim, and I just kept trying to chase her down, and I couldn't find her. And about 3 laps, I said, I don't know if she's still here, so I really hope she's okay. I think she's pulled out of the race, but I hope she's okay. But yeah, I went pretty hard on the bike. I did some adjustments this week on my bike to get a little more aerodynamic and try to just hold that position a bit better, and I think it worked for me today.
Now, you were still in the water, but everyone was talking about Tyler's performance coming out in the top 3. I think it was second or third, but such a strong swim and then run and then finish high up the leaderboard. What do you think is potential for him?
I think Tyler's got tremendous potential as a junior triathlete. He's going to do some draft legal racing later this summer, and it's really important in that style event to be a strong swimmer. You need to be out of the water with the top swimmers, and he was in good company today to be with Tyler Butterfield and Graham Smith, both phenomenal swimmers. So I think he'll be in good stead in a draft legal race, because then he'll be able to hold himself well within the bike race. He's been doing some bike racing this year, which is really helping him with his skills. And then he's got incredible endurance, so he can run really well off the bike too. So I think we're excited for him, and he's excited to try some of the races this summer.
Now, not often do you have a chance to see him in passing. You see him in passing on the bike, you see him in passing on the run. What sort of encouragement do you give each other? Just a little look and a little wink, maybe?
If I have it, I just yell, "Go, Tyler! You're doing great." As any parent would cheer their child on. I always make sure he's looking good, and I can usually tell on his face if he's pushing himself or if he's enjoying it. And today he looked like he was pushing himself pretty hard. But I think the conditions today were a bit warm, and it's tough to race in that, especially if you're not used to it.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Great. All right, Tyler Smith, you seem to be enjoying yourself in triathlons, well, in all 3 facets of triathlon, which is swimming, biking, and running. What do you think of your performance today?
I think it was a pretty good performance by me today. I had a good swim, and then the bike, which is usually my weakest event, I was able to maintain my position, and then that set me up for a good run, where I was able to move up 1 or 2 positions in the standings, in the rankings.
Now, obviously, you must be quite pleased with your swim coming out of the water with the likes of Tyler and Graham Smith. Was that your plan, to try and get out of the water as quickly as possible?
Yeah, well, swimming's probably one of my strongest events, swimming and running. So I was pretty comfortable coming out of the water, swimming up with those guys. So it wasn't too much, but I was pretty pleased with coming out of the water in that position. So that set me up for a good finishing race for the rest of the race.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Tyler, got your biggest fan with you. Tough conditions out there today?
Yeah, it was really good. I was really pushed on the swim. And Graham Smith and Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith is one to definitely watch. I think he's got a swimming events this afternoon. But me and him had a sprint finish to see who was first out of the water, and I figured I'd try and take it, because next year for sure he'll swim faster than me. Is that okay? But yeah, no, it's a great event. The Tokyo Triathlon is great for Bermuda, for triathlon, and it's just a fun event from all ages, from this age all the way up. The first age you can do it is when you're 7. When you're 7 years old, you can do the kids triathlon or duathlon. There's a duathlon for the kids, and then there's a try for adults who want to try it the first time, and then there's the open race. So it's really a great event for Triathlon Bermuda, and Tokyo Millennium really enjoys supporting it and sponsoring it, and they have a lot of teams in it, and the corporate challenge and the senior school challenge. So it's great. I think they even have a reinsurance challenge, so you can do everything. It's a great event for Bermuda, and if you didn't get down there this year, I encourage you next year to come down and try and get in a team or do the Try for the first time.
Now, you had such a big lead. Well, you still won the individual, but you kind of made it a family affair on that last lap in the run.
Yeah, I saw my brother was leading the teams, and he wasn't that far behind me. The first lap he was sprinting after me, and so I kept pushing the pace to see if make him chase as hard as he could. I thought he might catch me. But I think he's been a bit injured, so he hasn't been able to train as much. And when I saw I was keeping the same distance, I pushed for 2 laps of the 3, and on the 3rd lap I waited for him, and we had a sprint finish from the birdcage in. And he's naturally a better sprinter than me, so he took out the whole race. But it was fun. It's nice to have that. I'd rather ease up for a couple hundred meters and then have a sprint at the end with my brother than just to keep pushing. So it was fun for me to have him there. I'm glad his team had a good day, and I'm glad they were able to be right behind me so that I could have a sprint with my brother.
So what's next for you?
I go home and I have 5 weeks to my next race, so to get 4 hard weeks training in Boulder. I really need to start to knuckle down to be fit for October. You have to start at least 4 months out. So I have 5 weeks, 2 back-to-back half Ironmans, which I'll get a bit of rest before and in between them, and then after I'll rest for a week, and then I have 11 weeks till Kona. So that's the big push. As long as I qualify in those last 2 races, 75% the way there. It's a point system, and we all know that you need around 4,000 points, and I have 3,000. So it's just collecting that last 1,000 in the 2 half Ironmans. And then it'll all be go to make sure that I'm going as fast as I can to represent sort of Bermuda and my sponsors. It's a great event. It's hard, the Ironman. You got to be quite fast, but you got to really have the endurance and the strength. And the hard thing is when you get the strength and the endurance, you sometimes lose a bit of speed. But that's just something you have to be prepared to do.
Let's talk about your cricket performance yesterday. A lot of fun out there for you. First time you played cricket in a little while, hasn't it? Yeah. My brother said, I try and play cricket once every 20 years. So no, it was a great event. The under 11 kids are amazing. It's great to see a sport that I'm not as familiar with and see how good they are. It was a really neat way of doing it. We didn't play the proper rules, which I'm glad, because I got bowled out before I even hit the ball. But we were allowed to stay in for two overs. So eventually I made contact with the ball and got a few runs. But no, it was a really good event. If I'm here next year, I'll definitely do it again. Sport in Bermuda, we have a lot of talent, and we just need to nurture it and make sure that they're heading in the right direction. They have a level head, and hopefully they can get overseas and get in some competitions and see how they fare against the world. And then if you do well, you keep going, and if you don't do well, you step it up and then you try again. Well, congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you.
Go.
Come on!
Here it comes. Scream at him, but kind of.
get down here. Tyler coming. Just wait.
All right. Okay, let's look fun.
Almost right behind.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Well done.
All right, Crystal.
Nice, buddy. Well done, Ben.
It was fun to watch, yeah.
What up, Chris?
It was fun to watch. Super hard.
Running, Joe. Good job, buddy. Finish strong, Cat. Come on, Barry! Great, number. Good job, Karen. Good job, Karen.